Stop right there. You won't believe what you're about to see. A small-time drug dealer walks into an abandoned lab, and what he finds will flip his entire world upside down. This isn't just a dirty basement. This is a terrifying, high-tech operation hiding in plain sight. Our hero is staring down at a cold metallic table, and on that table, a perfect copy of himself. We're talking identical clothes, identical scars, identical everything. He just stumbled into a secret government conspiracy run out of a fast food chicken joint. This is the moment he realizes his whole life, his whole neighborhood is one giant, sick experiment. But how did he get here? Let's rewind the tape. Meet Fontaine, a street-smart drug dealer with a gruff exterior and a lot of debts. His world is the Glen, a perpetually gray, run-down neighborhood that seems to exist outside of time. Every day is the same faces, the same corner store, the same hustle. He's got one huge problem. He needs money, $1,800 to be exact, from a rival dealer named Slick Charles, a flamboyant pimp with a heart of gold and an even bigger mouth. Fontaine finally tracks down Slick and his main girl, Yo-Yo, to collect. Slick Charles, always looking sharp, tells Fontaine, I ain't got your money, my dude. I got a future to invest in. Fontaine, not having it, delivers a chilling ultimatum. The money is due by sundown, but before the day ends, tragedy strikes. Fontaine is ambushed and violently shot dead in an alleyway by a rival. The debt is canceled. The story is over. Or is it? The next morning, Fontaine wakes up in his bed, totally unharmed. He checks his body. No wounds, no blood. The memory of getting shot is vivid, but the evidence is gone. He walks outside and everyone acts like nothing happened. This man literally died 12 hours ago, and now he's grabbing the soda like it was a bad dream. He's freaked out, but he has to know the truth to figure out if he's crazy. Fontaine does the only thing that makes sense. He goes back to Slick Charles. He tells Slick the insane story of his own murder. Slick, high maintenance as ever, is instantly suspicious. Listen, man, I just saw you on the corner. You ain't no ghost. But Slick eventually confirms the unbelievable. He saw Fontaine get shot yesterday. He saw him bleed out. Now, they're not crazy. They're victims. Fontaine knows he has to find out how he came back. He drags Slick and Yo-Yo back to the scene of the crime. They find a trail of blood leading not into the streets, but into a nearby abandoned house. Hidden in the basement, they find a secret high-tech tunnel disguised as an old elevator. Down they go, descending into a massive underground facility. They're dressed like a pimp, a prostitute, and a drug dealer, and they just walked into a Men in Black level government lab. This is where they discover the cold, hard proof of the sinister plot, the secret cloning facility. Inside the lab, our heroes find a room full of chilling clues. They see files, monitors, and recordings detailing the activities of hundreds of people in the Glen. It's a terrifying map of social engineering. They also find the healing tank, the high-tech resurrection chamber that brought Fontaine back to life. But the biggest revelation, they find a mysterious substance in the lab's ventilation system. Yo-Yo, always the sharpest, recognizes the smell. It's in the products they use every day. The hair relaxers, the grape drink, the fried chicken from the local joint. They realize the mechanism isn't just cloning, it's mind control through everyday consumables. The whole neighborhood is being slowly conditioned. They make a bold decision. They're not just running away, they're taking evidence. They sneak out with a laptop full of damning files and a mysterious key card. It's the first victory, but their escape is messy. They're spotted by an employee, but manage to shake him off. Back on the surface, they try to process the insanity. Slick Charles is only concerned about his new shoes. My God, Yo-Yo, they cloned Tyrone. They could clone me, but Yo-Yo is focused on the data. They have a secret organization on their hands, and they have the keys to unlocking it. The stakes have just been raised from a single drug debt to saving an entire community. The trio starts to connect the dots. They notice strange, repetitive behaviors in their neighbors. Everyone uses the same slang, listens to the same music, and goes to the same places. It's like they're living in a sitcom loop, and they're the only ones who broke the script. The key card they stole leads them to a new location, a second secret lab hidden beneath the local church. Now they realize the conspiracy is deeply woven into the community's fabric. This lab is bigger, scarier, and run by a shadowy figure known only as the scientist. Inside the church lab, the conspiracy's true scope is revealed. They see massive cloning vats, not just for one or two people, but for entire swaths of the population. They find a disturbing map of the country where communities are labeled with different prototypes. The Glen is prototype 4, characterized by specific behaviors and stereotypes. They've been living under a massive generations-long social experiment designed to keep certain populations contained and predictable. The mind control chemical in the food and hair products makes them compliant. The cloning replaces anyone who finds out the truth. Yo-Yo, using the stolen laptop, finds a manifest. The key card belongs to a man named Chester. They realize the only way to expose this is to to follow the money and the command structure. They need to find Chester. They locate Chester, who turns out to be a seemingly normal man who works for the organization. But before they can get the full truth, the organization's enforcers catch up to them. The primary antagonist isn't one person. It's the sheer cold institutional power of the organization itself. The head of this operation is Dr. Nixon, an elderly man in a lab coat who operates from a massive third underground complex beneath the most unexpected location, a famous fast food chicken restaurant. This is the head of the snake. Dr. Nixon sends his ruthless, silent team of enforcers, all seemingly regular people, to neutralize our heroes. They manage to corner Fontaine, Slick, and Yo-Yo in a terrifying chase through the labyrinthine tunnels of the church lab. They're outnumbered, outgunned, and running on pure adrenaline. In a tense moment, Fontaine manages to overpower one of the enforcers, but the fight takes its toll. They escape the church, but they realize the organization knows their every move. They're compromised. Back at their hideout, they discover the truth about Chester. He wasn't just an employee. He was a clone who discovered the truth and tried to fight back, just like Fontaine. But unlike Fontaine, he failed and was re-upped with a new memory wipe. The cycle of control was almost impossible to break. The three of them stand united against a seemingly invincible multi-million-dollar operation. But Dr. Nixon doesn't need to fight them. He just needs to wait. They're on the run. The evidence is digital, and the entire neighborhood is their enemy, a mass of unwitting cloned informants. The pressure forces a split. Slick Charles, terrified and realizing the true scale of the conspiracy, wants out. He looks at Fontaine and says, "This is the white man's game, and we ain't got the cheat code." Slick takes his portion of the stolen cash and bails, believing the fight is hopeless. Yo-Yo, the true revolutionary, is heartbroken but not defeated. She and Fontaine realize that if they expose the truth, they need more than a stolen laptop. They need proof in the flesh. But the organization makes its final devastating move. They use the mind control substances to turn the entire neighborhood against them. Fontaine's mother tries to subtly sabotage him. His neighbors glare. The music in the streets is louder. The routines are more aggressive. The Glen becomes a hostile maze. Fontaine has his moment of doubt. He asks Yo-Yo, if they could just make another me, what's the point of this me? He realizes the genius of the plan. It breeds apathy and fatalism, but Yo-Yo brings him back. We have to fight, not just for us, but for the next one, for the real Tyrone. Their motivation shifts from revenge to liberation. They decide the only way to shut down the operation is to hit the headquarters, the fast food chicken joint, and expose Dr. Nixon himself. The plan is simple, reckless, and brilliant. Use the mind control system against the villain. Our heroic duo, later rejoined by a guilt-ridden Slick Charles, prepares for the final assault. They realize the cloning facility isn't just duplicating people, it's duplicating Tyrone, the main character's original name before he was given the name Fontaine. He is the key to the whole operation. They use Slick's theatrical flair and Yo-Yo's tech skills to break into the chicken restaurant headquarters. It's a mad dash through the kitchen, past the fryers, and down into the colossal underground complex. They finally confront Dr. Nixon, the mastermind, in his control room. He revealed the entire terrifying truth. The conspiracy has been running for decades. Its purpose is not malice, but containment and control, to create a predictable, non-threatening version of society. Dr. Nixon. We give them what they want, the music, the food, the entertainment, and in return, we get peace. But our heroes have a secret weapon. Yo-Yo had been working on an anti-mind control serum. They managed to inject the serum into Dr. Nixon's central air supply, causing him to instantly begin hallucinating and lose control of his body. The mastermind is taken out by his own mechanism. With Dr. Nixon incapacitated, Fontaine initiates the emergency system. He exposes the entire facility to the outside world. News crews and police swarm the location as the hidden laboratory is revealed. The cloning vats are shut down, and the mind control operation is disabled. The dust settles. The world is reeling from the revelation of the vast cloning and social engineering conspiracy. Dr. Nixon is arrested. The neighborhood slowly but surely begins to awaken. The fog of the conditioning lifting. Fontaine, now free from the cycle, has found his true purpose. Slick Charles finally uses his charm for a good cause. Yo-Yo writes the definitive expose that goes viral worldwide. But the ultimate twist, the movie closes on a street corner in Oakland, California. A young man is listening to music on his phone, looking exactly like Fontaine. His name, Tyrone. He gets a mysterious text. The system is down. It's time to wake up. The conspiracy wasn't limited to one town. It was a nationwide network. Our heroes broke the cycle in the Glen, but the fight for the real Tyrone and the rest of the country has just begun. Go ahead and subscribe for more of my recaps. We got way more bangers coming from the best movies.